Hello guys and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video. This is a Sims 3 house building video, which is really strange for my channel. I have never ever done a Sims 3 house building video before, so this is a first for me. And the reason why I've never done a Sims 3 house building video is I just find it so much harder to build in the Sims 3 in comparison to the Sims 4. So yeah, I've never done it before, period. Like, I've never built in The Sims 4 in my own personal gameplay either. I've always used houses that were already built or someone else had built, purely because I felt like I wasn't very good at building. But I wanted to challenge myself because why not? I've built in The Sims 4 because it's easier. It's easier to correct any mistakes that you make. So I've done that, and I thought if I can do it in The Sims 4, surely I can do it in The Sims 3. Let's just give it a whirl. So today I am building in the town of Sunset Valley, which is the first town that came in The Sims 3. So I was feeling a bit nostalgic, and I just wanted to just see The Sims 3, see Sunset Valley. It's all pretty and nice. And the lot that we're building in today is right opposite the beach. So we've got the lot, the road, then opposite the road is the beach, and that's it. There's nothing else. So we're literally right on the seaside, and we wouldn't have to load to go to the seaside either. So this house is really just on the beach. So I wanted to build a sort of villa themed home, sort of like Spanish / Greek feel to it. So I wanted sort of pale walls, pale roofs. That's where my inspiration came from, that sort of Spanish Greek villa type, because I wanted to do a seaside home, but I didn't want it to be like traditional. We love to be beside the seaside, sort of pretty colours, you know, seashells, all that jazz. I wanted to do a seaside build but make it sort of villa-esque rather than beach home, if that makes any sense at all to anyone. So I am just doing the exterior of the house at this stage. It's literally just the outside shape of the home. And what you guys can see now is the final outside of the home in terms of wall shapes and roofs. I always say roofs, but it's not roofs. I think it's roofs. Or roofs. I don't know. But anyway, that is the final shape, and I spend ages upon ages putting windows on this house. And because I feel like the windows are really important, because if I lived on the beach, I would want great big windows everywhere to let in all that beautiful light, and so that you could see out to the seaside. And here I realised that I've made that space there too small for a door, so I have to go out and redo it all, and then I have to redo the roof, whereas in The Sims 4 all I would have had to do is click and drag. But no, because we're in The Sims 3 I have to redo the roof, redo the whole wall shape. Such effort. Anyway, I want to let you guys know the reason why I'm building this house. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you guys will know that whenever I build, I always have my Sims created prior to the house build, because it helps me just sort of have a feel for what I'm going for when I'm building, if I know what Sims are going to live there, because I can build the house for the specific Sims. So I'm building the house today for a family that I've been playing in my own personal gameplay. I mean, I haven't played them for about 2 or 3 months, and that's purely because I haven't had time. I've been super duper busy with work and stuff, so I haven't had time to play personal gameplay in a really long time. But the house that I was playing with before now, so my Sims 3 current household, this isn't making any sense, but my Sims 3 current household, I was playing a perfect genetics challenge, and I created a Sim, and I had her marry, and they've got 2 children together, and I actually got perfect genetics on the first go. And I really like the family, and I think that you guys will really like the family as well. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I would build the house for them, and I thought that I would move them into it. So I wanted to make a family home. So it's a Spanish / Greek villa meets family home. So there's quite a lot of kids stuff in the house. the family, they currently live in Ann Arbor, which is a custom world, which is really beautiful, but I want them to move to Sunset Valley, and I want them to move into this home. They're quite wealthy because my sim married into money. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She married into money, so they've got quite a lot of money, so budget isn't really an issue for me when I'm building this home for them. I can just do whatever I want. So they're going to move into this home once I've finished it. Well, I have finished it, but I'm going to move them into the home, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a Let's Play series on them, because I want to do a Sims 3 Let's Play on my channel. And I know I have 100 babies on the go at the moment, but 100 babies is sort of just, it's a pure challenge based LP. There's no storytelling really involved. I mean, you can try and do a storytelling 100 baby challenge, but you know, it's not, in my opinion, it's not really that storytelling. So I wanted to do a Sims 4 and a Sims 3 story-based Let's Play. So for the Sims 4, I have my Terrace House LP, which I'm really enjoying. And for the Sims 3, I was thinking of doing my Perfect Genetics family mashed with a Generations LP, because I feel like over time we've forgotten what it was that we loved about The Sims on YouTube. And when I look back to all my favourite Let's Players, so all my favourite big Let's Players anyway, in terms of subscriber counts, like Life Simmer, X Urban Sims, Andrew Arcade, all of those, my favourite series of theirs is The Generations, because it was just so fresh and original, and there was no pressure. People just had fun with the game, they told their stories, and it was really, really good. And I think we've lost a little bit of that as time's gone on. You know, the community's gotten bigger, more people, including myself, have got involved in the community, and we've lost a little bit of what we originally loved. So I want to do a Perfect Genetics meets Generations Let's Play, like a mashup of the both of them using my Perfect Genetics family. So it's not going to be like starting from scratch. They already are a family. I've got a mother and father, 2 toddlers and 2 cats. Toddlers, a boy and a girl. And we've already succeeded in reaching Perfect Genetics, because the first child, which is the girl, was Perfect Genetics. So I was like, oh, well, that was easy. Maybe next time wouldn't be so straightforward. So that is, anyway, I've rambled on for ages, but that's what I'm building this house for. And I've just done the exterior. I've gone for really white walls, well, not white, but off-white walls and dark wooden floors. I feel like that looks the best, in my opinion. And now I'm just recolouring the banisters to match the stairs, but I think I changed that later anyway, but I mean much later on, like really, really much later on. And I want to put a spiral staircase in, because the spiral staircases came with Generations, and I've got the L-shaped can't even speak. I've got the L-shaped staircase there because it's my favourite. It's from the Sims 3 store. I love it. I wish there was an L-shaped staircase in the Sims 4 because I just love it. So now I'm doing the downstairs layout. And I'm not going to go into what rooms which, because I'm spinning the camera around ×5 speed, and by the time I've told you what the room is, I've already moved on 3 rooms past that. So I'm just going to go through what the rooms are as I decorate them. I'm not sure what is in this video. I think there's a little bit of decorating in this video, because the decorating took me the longest time, longer than the build, but I think there's a little bit of decorating in this video, so we'll go into that if I'm right in thinking there is a little bit of decorating. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased with how the house turned out. I know it's not anything spectacular. I mean, we've seen some fantastic builds from the likes of The Sims Supply and Deligracy. They're amazing builders. But bear in mind, guys, this is my first build, my first ever Sims 3 build, because I only ever played the game because I thought that I was rubbish at building. But I'm really, really pleased with how this turned out, like seriously pleased. And for a first attempt, I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, so now I'm just sorting out the deck. The lot is quite small. It's not small, the lot isn't small, but there isn't a lot of garden space because the house is so large, but right in front of them is the beach, so I don't think there's any real need for concern because they've got all that space in front of them for the kids to play. And there's enough bedrooms in the house for them to have more children. There's enough bedrooms for them to have 2 more children. I don't know whether they will have any more children. I guess we'll just see what happens in the Let's Play. I hope that it turns out to be a good Let's Play. Yeah, definitely. So what I'm doing right now, and this is what I love to do when I'm decorating, is I just go through the catalogue or the menu of all the different things that you can have, and I just place down anything that I like, just anywhere, and then what I do is I narrow it down because I can't always think about what I actually want. So I just place a whole bunch of random stuff down, and then I decide when it's all placed so that I can see it in the full size. So that's good. I did have move objects on when I did this build, but what I missed so much from The Sims 4 when I was doing this build is, you know in The Sims 4 when you're placing like a mirror or a window or a picture, and you hold down Alt and you can move whatever it is that you want to place on the wall anywhere you want. In The Sims 3 you can't do that, and I missed it so much because when I was placing windows and pictures and all that sort of stuff, I wanted to move stuff around on the wall, but I was just so restricted, so that I missed. But what I loved is having the creator style. That really does change the gameplay, definitely. So I really missed that in The Sims 4. I don't think I realised just how much I missed it until I did this build. Yeah, definitely. I'm just working on the pool at the moment, and they are having a pool. It's only a small one, but it's a pool. They're quite wealthy, like I said, so they can afford to splurge on nice things. And I chose a sort of dark turquoisey type colour for the walls and base of the pool, so it makes the water look like it's a rich turquoisey colour. And I love those 2 what would you call them, like shelters in the garden. I love those, but I couldn't decide what to do. Like, I messed around a lot and I couldn't decide what to do with them, but I think it's actually the last thing I do out of the whole build because I just couldn't decide. And then I just spend a absolutely insane amount of time putting plants on the lot, literally ages. It was actually it's Sunday now, but it was this morning that I started doing this part of the build, and I woke up and it was about 9:30, and my partner was still sleeping, so I thought I'm going to get up now because I don't want to lie in, even though it's Sunday, but 9:30 is a lie-in anyway. So I thought I'm going to get up and I'm going to work on that build. And he slept until about 12, but that's just because he works like quite late into the night, so he sort of starts work at 5 or 6 and then works into the night, so he always lies in the morning. So he was sleeping and I just let him sleep, and I literally spent from 9:30 till about 12 when he woke up, I spent all that time just putting plants in the garden and ivy on the wall of the house. Literally, that is the length of time I spent putting flowers on this lot, but it's so worth it. I've got move objects on and I'm holding down Alt so I can just put the plants wherever I want, and I'm just literally layering them on top of each other to make a really rich tapestry of different colours in terms of flowers, and I really love how it turned out in the end. I think it looks really, really good. And the female sim in the house, whose name is Nemo, I'm going to have her be a sculptor, so I wanted to place down that sculpting table because the chances are they're going to have more children, and I was going to make her have the daycare career because it's going to be a generations Let's Play, but then I thought she's going to just be on maternity leave for an amazing amount of time, so I thought, why don't I make her be a self-employed sculptor, so then she can just sculpt whenever she wants, and I'll make the husband, whose name is Sid, I will make him run the daycare because he's family oriented and nurturing, so it's perfect for him. He can run the daycare, and she can help while sculpting, and there's no need for endless amounts of time off for maternity leave, so I think that works out quite well. And I want to incorporate as much as I can of the generations aspect. So a lot of these things that I'm placing did come from generations, and it's really like kid friendly. It's great. I think there needs to be a generations let's play, not a generations let's play, sorry, a generations expansion pack in The Sims 4, because I know so many people love generations. So many people love the family aspect of The Sims, like what we've had so far in The Sims 4 and what we're about to have. So Get Together comes out, I think, in November time, and it sounds like basically a party expansion pack, and I think a lot of people, they were craving more of like a generations type let's play. Not, why do I keep saying let's play? Oh my god. And they were craving, I think people have been craving more for a generations type expansion pack, more so than a get together one, because we sort of got that sort of aspect already in the game, but we're lacking so much for kids. Toddlers aren't in the game, which is, I know, a massive problem for a lot of people, and when it comes to kids, there's not enough content for them. They're boring, the kids in the game. There's a lot of attention already focused on the young adult stage. Adult stage. Why am I speaking like an American? I'm watching too many YouTube videos, that is. Yeah, there's already loads of content for young adults, so some content for kids would be great. But I mean, loads of people have already said that, so I'm just agreeing with what people are already saying, I guess. So what I've done, I've finished putting the flowers in the back garden, but I haven't even started putting ivy on the walls, and that took me probably the longest time of all. I know that I will get quicker. I know that I will get faster the more Sims 3 builds that I do. But yeah, this took me a seriously long time, so yeah, but I am pleased with the results. Definitely pleased, and I'm glad that I put a lot of time into it. I start putting ivy on the walls now because I wanted the villa to have an overgrown ivy kind of look about it, like it was really rich in plants. If that's a thing. So I covered the walls in ivy, and it took me ages to figure out how to put ivy on the walls, and because the roof was there, and that was causing me a problem, but then I figured out that if I'm actually on the right floor, then it's not a problem. So it took me ages to figure that out. Ages. I wish that I'd figured that out sooner, but you win some, you lose some. Anyway, what was I going to say? I was just thinking there's something I was going to say then. I can't remember what it was, but I just thought of it and I thought, that's so cool, I need to tell people that. But then I forgot. I can't remember. Cannot remember. But yeah, I wanted to I wanted the lot to have a really overgrown ivy type theme to it, and that's what I went for. I think it looks really lush and really nice. I like it. I like ivy. Tons of people hate ivy, and I remember my home, not the house I live in now, but my mum and dad's house, we used to have ivy growing up the whole side of the house, and my mum and dad hated it. They hated having ivy growing up the side of the house. And one summer holidays, my dad was off and my mum took some time off, and me and my sister were obviously off because it was a 6 weeks holiday, and we literally spent days upon days pulling the ivy off the house. Literally, that's all we did for such a long time out the summer. The four of us just stood there pulling ivy off the walls. That's how much my mum and dad hated having ivy. But I really wish that now I had said something to them, because like in the UK, this is where I figured out that if you're on the floor, it's a lot easier to place it, so way to go me. Anyway, like I was saying, in the UK, we have a bird called a house sparrow. Any sparrows really. We have garden sparrows and house sparrows, but any of the sparrows, they are in decline in the UK, and they're one of our most popular birds. And the reason why they're in decline is because of habitat loss. And a lot of the birds like to nest in ivy. So whilst we're and other people, whilst we are ripping ivy off our homes as it becomes overgrown, we're actually destroying habitat for those little sparrows, and that is not the way to go. I love sparrows, and I would be more than happy to have my house covered in ivy if that meant that sparrows had a place to nest. So if you do have ivy growing up the side of your house and you're thinking that it's horrible and you don't like it, think of the sparrows. The sparrows need somewhere to nest. So, fun fact, if you didn't know, I love wildlife, particularly British wildlife. I know that a lot of British people find British wildlife to be boring because, you know, we don't have a lot of exciting exotic animals in this country, but honestly I love British wildlife so much, and I think that's where I get my username from, Birdie, because I love birds and I'm a real birdie type person because I love bird watching and stuff. So yes, ivy is good habitat for lots of wildlife. So if you have ivy growing up the side of your house, consider keeping it because it is a real great source of habitat for our garden birds. Anyway, why did I go off on that tangent? Why am I talking about this stuff? Also, while I'm on the topic of wildlife, if you're not interested in wildlife, I suggest that you mute me and just listen to music or something while you're watching the build because, yeah. If another point to make about wildlife is face wash. A lot of face wash can be damaging to wildlife, particularly face wash that has those little beads in it, which is supposed to exfoliate your skin. What happens is we wash our face with those, and then those little plastic balls, they're tiny but they go down our drain, they get washed out into the sea and cause lots of damage to wildlife that lives on the coasts. So another thing to be mindful of is, I mean, if you care about wildlife, which everybody should, be mindful of what's in your face wash. Anyway, I'm going to stop going on and on and on about wildlife and get on to what I'm actually doing, which is decorating the kitchen. This is the kitchen area. I love those great big windows that look out onto the back garden, and I didn't cover those up at all. I left those open. I didn't put curtains on them or anything because I thought, how beautiful. You can be in your massive great big kitchen cooking up some food, and then you just look out of the ginormous windows out onto your back garden, and that would just be amazing. I would love that so much. So I left those windows completely curtained bare. And then I decided that I wanted to have a theme going through the house, like a pattern that appears in all the rooms. And the pattern because I thought it would tie the whole build together, and the pattern that I decided to go for is first shown in the kitchen area. I will show you. I will tell you about it when I do it. Oh, exposed brick. Love exposed brick, and I painted 2 of the walls in the kitchen with exposed brick. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you will know that I'm a lover of exposed brick. I think it's really, really pretty. So yeah, that has to feature. Of course that features in this house, of course. And I'm just sticking some decorative objects in the house, some cookbooks, vases, flowers, a block of knives, just clutter objects to make the home look lived in, which I really wanted to do. And you will notice a lot in this build, I'm finding stuff in the catalogue and I really like it, and I just start I go back and now I'm putting those oars on the side of the house, and I'm jumping back because I'm finding stuff that suits other places, so that's why I'm jumping about a lot. But hopefully ×5 speed isn't too fast. I think it seems okay. I'm all right with this speed. I put that picture on the wall there because I thought it looked like maybe you had your kids' pictures on the wall at the time they were in a sports team or something maybe. And I've got the fairy lights on the wall. That features heavily throughout the home as well. Those fairy lights, I think they are really, really pretty and I love them a lot. Again, I'm finding things I like as I go, so I'm just putting them on the walls of other rooms because I would forget about them otherwise. And right about now is when I decided that I wanted to go for an island theme in the house. So there's quite a lot of Island Paradise stuff in the house. I think it looks pretty cool to me, and I have the wave, of course, the wave in that bedroom there. And yeah, I'm gonna go back to the kitchen in a second, but I'm just finding stuff just finding stuff to go in the other rooms as I'm searching through the catalogue there. And the kitchen, I think, is pretty much finished. I've just got to jump back into it to change the colour of the stools and also add a couple of rugs and curtains, I think. So I do go back into the kitchen, I am so sure of it. The furnishing for me is a lot more fun than the building. I'm like the opposite of the Sim Supply or James Turner. He hates decorating and loves building, and I prefer to decorate than build. So this is where I choose my pattern that's gonna appear through the house. So if you don't like this pattern, then you're not gonna like this house, because this pattern features so heavily. It's this one here. I think I go back to it. Wait till I actually go back to it. That one there, sort of orange flowers. I think it's really pretty. And that is the pattern that I go with throughout the home. It ties all the rooms together. I was going to put something in that corner between the fridge and the window, but I changed my mind because it blocked off some of the window space, which I really wanted to keep open. So what am I doing? Because I haven't recoloured the stools. I do recolour the stools, I'm sure of it. And I go for these Island Paradise doors, which I really like, and then I go for a cheeky save, because you always have to do a cheeky save. Always remember that, guys. Cheeky save for the win. And then I'm back into the home. It's really important to save, because if I'd have lost my progress, I would have been so upset. Imagine if the game had crashed. Oh my god, I would have literally cried. I would have actually, tears would have fell from my face, literally. And now I seem to be onto the downstairs bathroom, which upsets me a little bit because I haven't actually recoloured the stools in the kitchen yet, and that bothers me a little bit because I don't think I forgot them. I hope I go back and change them, because I'd be pretty pissed off if I forgot those. And I've got these little shell lights in the bathroom here, which are so cute. I love hanging lights, so pretty. So I put those in the bathroom area, and I've got a mirror opposite the toilet. And then I realised that you wouldn't want to be looking at yourself while you're on the toilet, would you? You don't want to make eye contact with yourself while you're on the toilet. That is not the way to go, I'd imagine. I wouldn't like that. So now I am putting some curtains up in the front room, and we are nearing the end of this video. Now I'm not sure, I split this into two, literally smack down the middle, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be literally halfway through decorating one room before the video cuts off and restarts, which is a bit of a fail. It probably would have been better for me to sort of finish one room before starting the next video, but I think I've literally just cut them in half, and it's probably going to be halfway through decorating the sitting area that it cuts off, probably, which is a bit of a fail. But you know, I'm not a pro at this, to be fair. So I wanted to put a fireplace in, but then I realised that the chimney breast goes through the wall and enters the kitchen. And then I thought, that's so cool. I would love to have an exposed chimney breast in the kitchen, because it just fits in with the exposed brick on the walls and makes the kitchen really, really cool. So I try and accommodate that, but it doesn't look quite right because the bricks are different. And I try to make the bricks the same, but you can't. So I don't know. And then I thought, I think that's really cool, but a lot of people would probably hate to have an exposed chimney breast in the kitchen. So I decided to get rid of it in the end, because I feel like the majority would vote not to have it in the kitchen. So I get rid of it in the end, but I think it's really cool. I love exposed chimney breasts. I think they're really cool, particularly in areas like the kitchen, because the kitchen's sort of a rustic place anyway. But yeah, it doesn't work. So I clicked the backspace about 1,000,000 times to get the kitchen back to what it was before. It's just, I don't know. I feel like the majority would vote for no chimney breast in the kitchen. And then I'm going for these beautiful couches with lots of cushions and a rug with, of course, the pattern, the flower pattern that features throughout the home. And I've got a fireplace in the living room as well, super duper cozy, and a sort of chest as a coffee table, because I think that just like a pirate's chest coffee table looks quite cool with the island type theme. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to stop this video halfway through the decoration of the living room, probably, which is not ideal, but what are you gonna do? It's done already. And I decided to put mirrors. I don't know whether I'm doing it now. Doesn't look like it, but I decided to put mirrors against that back wall there. Because it makes the space look a lot bigger, and just, I don't know, I like it. And don't worry about all those hedges, I need to say, don't worry about all those hedges poking through the wall on the far right. I do fix those, don't worry. Don't panic, I don't leave hedges poking through the wall. And then I put some more exposed brick in the sitting area, and some more fairy lights because they're so cute. They're so pretty, I really like it. And I changed the colour of the coffee table because the bright red was a little bit too bright for my liking. And I put some more of those rugs heading down towards the kitchen area. And it looks like I'm going to cut, because this video cuts at 32 minutes. So it looks like it's going to cut right in one of my favourite rooms of the house. This little nook here, I decided to make like a kids sitting area with loads of cool kid seats, like bean bags, stools, and then have like a telly and a games console. I thought that would be really cool, and this is one of my favourite parts of the whole house, and it looks like I'm going to cut exactly halfway through this decoration, which is devastating to me because it's my favourite bit. So I've got a big telly, 2 games consoles, all these cool beanbag chairs and little stools and stuff for the kids. I put a big rug in there and make it a colourful pattern. It's just such a cool little nook for the kids to play in, and I would really like that if I was a kid. And I've got this cool rug with these butterflies on it, which I really love. Just a whole different mash of colours, and I make that beanbag like a cow print type of thing. So yeah, I really like how that little nook turned out. When I was a kid, I would have loved to have something like that, which is really cool. I would have loved that. Me and my sister would have had some serious fun in that sort of area. So I'm just putting some curtains up around there, and this video is coming to an end now. We've got less than a minute to go, so I'm just putting some more curtains up, and then that will be it for this part. So there is going to be a part 2, there's going to be a part 1, which is this part, and a part 2 of this build. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it so far, and subscribe to my channel so that you're notified when part 2 comes out, and then you'll know when it's there ready to watch. Let me know if you're looking forward, or you think the idea of doing a let's play in this house is a good idea. That would be cool. And yeah, give me a comment, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think of this build so far. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time.